What you are about to see in the next few minutes may completely change the way you see this World Cup. The 2026 World Cup is the biggest ever held. 48 teams, 16 cities, 3 countries, 39 days. But behind the spectacle, there are truths that few dare to tell. Number 1. $21,000 tickets. The cheapest ticket for the 2026 World Cup final costs over $21,000. Let that sink in. $21,000 to sit in a stadium and watch a football match. That is 7 times more expensive than the last World Cup final. But it gets worse. FIFA introduced what they call a dynamic pricing system. The price rises based on demand. The more people want to go, the more expensive the ticket becomes. Think about what that means. The biggest moments. The most important matches. The games that every fan dreams of attending. Those are the ones that cost the most. In practice, only millionaires and corporate executives can afford to watch the decisive matches in person. Regular fans, the ones who wake up at 4 in the morning to watch their team, the ones who paint their faces and sing until their voices break, they are priced out. Completely shut out. FIFA generated over $7 billion in revenue from the last World Cup alone. $7 billion. And yet they still decided to squeeze every last dollar from the fans. The beautiful game. The people's sport. It was supposed to belong to everyone. But in 2026, football belongs to whoever can afford the price tag. Number 2. The banned referee. Omar Abdulkader Artan. 34 years old. Born in Mogadishu, Somalia. He spent his entire career fighting to become one of the best referees in Africa. Years of training. Hundreds of matches. He earned every FIFA badge through merit alone. When his name appeared on the official list of referees selected for the 2026 World Cup, it was the proudest moment of his life. He represented not just himself, but an entire continent. A region that rarely gets the recognition it deserves in world football. But when Omar arrived at the American airport with his FIFA credentials in hand, something went terribly wrong. He was pulled aside by immigration officers. Hours passed. Then a day. Then he was told he could not enter the United States. No explanation was given. No reason. No appeal process. FIFA was contacted, but they did nothing. They simply removed his name from the list and replaced him with another referee. Just like that. Years of work. A lifetime of dedication. Erased overnight. The official statement said it was a routine immigration matter. But everyone knew the real reason. His passport. His country of origin. His name. In the land of the free, not everyone is free to enter. And FIFA, the organization that claims to unite the world through football, stood by and watched in silence. Number 3. Iranian fans banned from entry. The Iranian national football team qualified for the 2026 World Cup. They earned their spot on the field. Their players trained for years to reach this moment. But their fans were banned from entering the United States. Think about that for a second. A team competing in the World Cup, but their own supporters are not allowed to watch them play. The ticket allocation reserved for Iranian fans was quietly revoked just days before the tournament. No announcement. No press conference. Just a silent deletion from the system. Tens of thousands of Iranian families who had already booked flights, reserved hotels, and planned the trip of a lifetime were left with nothing. The Iranian Football Federation scrambled to find solutions. They moved their entire training base from Arizona to Tijuana, Mexico, just across the border. Players had to cross the border on match days just to play their games. A World Cup that FIFA marketed as the most inclusive in history. 48 nations coming together to celebrate the universal language of football. But apparently, that language has exceptions. Apparently, some nations are invited to compete but not to celebrate. The Iranian players will walk onto the pitch in front of empty seats where their fans should have been. And FIFA will pretend that everything is fine. Because in the end, the show must go on. Even if the audience is missing. Number 4. A World Cup during war. While the world celebrates football, the United States is at war. This is not a metaphor. This is not an exaggeration. In February 2026, the United States launched coordinated airstrikes against military targets inside Iran. Missiles fired from warships and aircraft struck cities and infrastructure across the country. The same country that is hosting the World Cup is actively bombing one of the nations competing in it. Let that contradiction sit with you for a moment. Iranian players will walk onto American soil to represent their country in the most watched sporting event on earth. They will hear their national anthem played inside stadiums built in the country that launched airstrikes on their homeland. Their families back home are living under the shadow of war. Some of them have lost relatives. Some of them have lost their homes. And yet these players are expected to perform. To entertain. To play football as if nothing is happening. The 1936 Olympics were held in Nazi Germany. The 1978 World Cup took place during Argentina's military dictatorship. History has shown us what happens when sports and politics collide. And in 2026, history is repeating itself. But this time, the world is watching in high definition. And FIFA is collecting the check. Number 5. The biggest corruption scheme in sports. In 2015, the United States Department of Justice indicted 14 FIFA officials on charges of racketeering, wire fraud, and money laundering. 47 counts in total. The investigation revealed over $150 million in bribes paid to secure hosting rights, television deals, and sponsorship contracts. Officials were arrested in luxury hotels in Zurich. Some fled the country. Others cooperated with prosecutors to avoid prison time. The whole world watched as the most powerful organization in sports was exposed as a criminal enterprise. But here is the part that nobody talks about. Nothing changed. The same structure that allowed those crimes to happen is still in place today. The voting system for World Cup hosting rights remains opaque. The financial audits are still controlled internally. The 2026 World Cup bid was decided by the same type of committee that awarded the 2022 Cup to Qatar, a decision that led to the deaths of thousands of migrant workers who built the stadiums. FIFA generated $11 billion in the last World Cup cycle. $11 billion. And yet they operate as a non-profit organization based in Switzerland. They pay almost no taxes. The executives drive luxury cars and fly private jets. And every 4 years, they ask the world to forget what happened and celebrate the beautiful game. The same hands. The same interests. The same FIFA. And this was just the beginning. If you want to know what else is happening behind the scenes of this World Cup, subscribe to the channel. The next video will shock you even more.